Hi. I'm a little nervous. But anyway, hi, it's Viv, and welcome to my 5K Q&A. It's a little overdue, but yeah, I was collecting questions and all. But yeah, before we get started, of course, I think I have some intro thoughts. First being, I think this is probably gonna be pretty long, so please get comfy, get a snack, get a drink, get ready with whatever else you're gonna do while listening to this. What you should also know is that I talk very fast naturally, so I'm going to try my hardest to kind of rein it in and enunciate as properly as I can while I do this. Second thing, if you hear humming in the back, that's my heater coming on in my room. It goes through the entire house, so I can't really turn it off or anything. So hopefully it's not too annoying, and please bear with me. Yeah. And lastly, thank you for 5K, 6K at the time that I'm recording this. And just all the support and love that I've gotten so far for creating like these little ASMR stories for this channel. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I truly appreciate like all the support and all the comments and how kind everyone has been. It really means a lot to me that there are like some amount of people out there that enjoy something that I create. On that topic, I wanted to say that I've definitely noticed how kind and funny pretty much everyone has been. I feel like it's a little vulnerable creating content like this because there is sort of a stigma to it, especially like girlfriend ASMR. Even ASMR in general, I think there's a little bit of a stigma. I mean, people think of maybe like the most annoying sounds as ASMR, or people just label anything as ASMR now. And to an extent, I get it. Like, if you don't understand it, you kind of don't understand it. I think definitely going into this, I was a little hesitant or a little bit scared that my content might not have the same support, but I think it has, and that has been a huge relief to me, and part of why it has been really fun. So, yeah, to those who love ASMR, those who love audio stories and voice actors and like audiobooks, basically, I just want to thank you for watching me, for all the support and all the comments and love that I have gotten. It makes me really happy to see, and even with like all the submitted responses I got from this Q&A, I've noticed just truly like how kind everyone is. Kind and respectful. Like, I got quite a few that were thanking me, and I received a lot of congratulatory messages as well. So yeah, thank you. Okay, let's get started. Also, yeah, I will have timestamps in my description, I believe, because it's so long and I just like organization. Also, I know that I will yap, but I will try my best to kind of like not yap incoherently. Part of why I organized everything. The first part, or this first section, will be about my channel or ASMR related, and the latter half will be actual things about me. Okay, first question. What got you into making ASMR, and what made you decide to start this channel? So I have listened to ASMR for a long time. like a long time. I think I started listening to it before it was even considered or coined ASMR. There were a lot of like ASMR type videos that I would listen or like watch on YouTube. And I don't know, I just found them really comforting and entertaining. And definitely part of it was like that sound aspect. And eventually, the term ASMR was coined. And yeah, I kind of just like fell down that rabbit hole of watching all these different ASMR creators. There were a couple ASMR roleplay channels that I watched back then. It wasn't like girlfriend or boyfriend ASMR, it was just roleplay in general, and it was really cool to watch. So there's that. In general, though, I listened to kind of like that traditional ASMR over the years, and by that I mean the tapping, like scratching objects, and all those close-up sounds of objects that make really soothing and interesting white noise sounds. So, yeah, there I would listen to ASMR to sleep, to like relax, and just for entertainment even. So that there's that. Because I've listened to ASMR for so long, I think wanting to create ASMR videos of my own has always been in the back of my mind. I just never actually acted upon it. So that brings me into how I ended up as a girlfriend ASMR creator. To be honest, I didn't know this section of ASMR existed up until like last year, around this time. Well, actually, maybe even a little later, because basically what happened was I started playing Love in Deep Space. You may have heard of it. I think a lot of people have talked about it. But I played Love in Deep Space, which is a otome game, and there is one section in that game that is pretty much just ASMR audios. And for some reason or somehow, after listening to those audios on that game, it made me want to listen to more. And I ended up searching something on YouTube, and then I found boyfriend ASMR. And so for a while, I would listen to them. And in the end, for some reason, I had a feeling, or I had an urge to want to create the same, to create similar content. So I did. I did try. I decided to write a couple scripts. I had a microphone, which is the one I'm using right now. I had a microphone already on hand because I had thought about creating like a regular ASMR channel at one point. I have some audio and video editing experience. So yeah, the more I thought about it, I was just like, this seems like something I could actually do. And I've been like a writer for a long time. Just not just like writing scripts, but like writing like full stories, I suppose, and coming up with stories. So yeah, like even the writing aspect was familiar to me. Truly the only thing that was new was voice acting. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna be any good at it, but overall it's honestly really fun. So that's how I got here today. Second question, what's your favorite romance trope? I really really love childhood friends to lovers. I think it's the combination of like yearning, the familiarity, turning friends into something more, that kind of like hidden or not, that unspoken bond that two people have. Anytime there's any story that is focused on childhood friends to lovers, I eat that up. So yeah, I think that is my absolute favorite trope. Next question. What's been your favorite video you've made so far? I think it's really hard because I write most of my videos and it's so hard to pick one. But I think one surprisingly favorite trope that I have made are the yandere ones. Because I would say I'm not like really into the yandere trope too much. However, writing for it and creating a character that's like so different from how I am, at least I think, um, is really fun actually, and it's really fun to act as a yandere character. As for like a true favorite, I think there are a lot of scripts that I've been cooking up in like the back of my script vault. Um, but I haven't posted them yet because I have been wanting to kind of create like entire universes for them almost and really hone in on making these characters interesting and the plot interesting. Like, I really want to make them a series on this channel, basically. So, yeah, there's been a lot of attention placed on those scripts, and I think because of that, my standards for them are like way, way, way higher, in which I want to make sure that the story and the characters and my performance as well would be the best it can be before I actually make them into reality. But if you want like a sneak peek, one of them is like a co-workers to lovers themed story. And a second one is more somewhat kind of like a modern fantasy story with bodyguard and princess trope. Yeah. I have no idea when those are gonna come out, but I really do want to post them eventually. What inspired me to make them? I think this is related to my favorite video. I think with the yandere ones, there isn't any specific inspiration. I get inspired by a lot of things, kind of just like day to day, and whatever like pops up in my head, I kind of write that down into my notes. So I would say that with the yandere ones, at least especially the first one, I really wanted to kind of challenge myself into writing a story and a character that is very different from my own, and kind of see how that progresses and see how that story would play out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, if you are listening to this part, I really want to know what your favorite video on my channel has been as well. I almost kind of want to do a poll, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that because I only get 4 options. But I don't know, maybe I'll just make another Google Doc and have you guys vote on your top 3 or something. I really want to know. I just kind of want to know like the statistics of that. Do you practice segments of your ASMR? If you do, how do you practice? So I live with people who have no idea I'm doing this. type of content or that I have a YouTube channel at all. So I can't really practice my segments in the daytime. Most of the times when I'm recording, it's at night when everyone is asleep. So at the most, I kind of practice segments as I'm revising one of my scripts, just to make sure that the characters and the plot and the lines are how I want them. So rehearsing it would kind of give me a better feel of how I want the mood to be or how I want this character to be. So yeah. But honestly, what I do is that I take a lot of takes when I'm actually recording my lines. And I think that helps me both practice and also have different takes of the performance. Are the stories from your YouTube inspired by real life experiences? So none of the videos are based on things that happened to me directly, but there's probably like little inspirations from life experiences or things that I see in my life that loosely impact the scenario. I will say that I think my personality plays a pretty good influence on a lot of my scripts and therefore how the story goes, because after all, I am the one writing them. So I think there is like a natural bias of where I want a story to go. But yeah, I do have one idea that I haven't written anything for, but it is something that is actually inspired by real life. You guys can look forward to that. How long do you think you'll be doing ASMR or anything related to ASMR for? As I really like your content and would like to see you continue to create content for us because it's really nice. Thank you. Oh, and it's kind of related to the next question with, have you ever thought of quitting this hobby? First, no, I haven't really thought of, like, I have not explicitly thought of quitting. And I think I want to push it further, actually. I have no idea how long I'll be doing ASMR for. Ideally, as long as I can, as long as people want to listen to my voice or watch my videos and enjoy my content and videos. But yeah, I honestly really want to push it even further and do a lot more fun things with ASMR and like audio work. I think it will be really cool or really fun. Do you prefer filling scripts or writing your own? I think I think you can tell from my channel that because majority are my own scripts, that I enjoy writing my own more. I think it's easier for me to act, and part of why I enjoy doing this is because I can write a story and then also make it come to life with audio. So all in all, like the entire experience is something that has been fun for me. That said, I enjoy filling scripts as well. I really enjoy browsing for scripts, and there's a lot of inspiration that comes from that as well. Because, again, there are other creators who have different mindsets and different writing styles and story styles. So I really enjoy even just reading do scripts and seeing how that can inspire me. And when I find a script that I feel that I can do justice, that's when I kind of save that and then eventually plan on filling them. Can you speak any languages other than English? If so, have you considered incorporating them into your roleplays? I speak? Okay, so I speak English, of course, some Chinese, and some Korean. I've tried learning Japanese at one point, but I did not get that far. Although I would love to learn Japanese properly one day. As for incorporating them into my roleplays, technically I kind of did include Korean. In one audio, I sang a Korean song in my Valentine's Day audio. So in a way, yes, I've already done that. Chinese could be cool, and even other languages could be cool, even though I don't speak them. It's just that I'm very cognizant about my pronunciation, and I don't want to butcher my pronunciation. So I haven't like fully committed to incorporating them into a roleplay, or even like making a Chinese themed or like a Korean themed audio, but it could be really cool. I just know that I will be very mindful and critical of my pronunciation of everything. Do you see yourself collaborating with other ASMR channels? Of course, I would love to. The thing is that I don't have any contact information on my YouTube channel bio right now. I really need to get on that. I do plan on kind of making a Twitter or X account. I'll have my email listed for like business inquiries and other links. I'm still debating on creating a Discord. I'm not totally sure on that yet, but that could also be like an avenue of getting in contact with other ASMR creators. But yeah, that would be so cool if I could. Do you take any inspiration from other ASMR channels? I think sometimes. Sometimes the inspiration comes from their titles or concepts, because there are certain tropes or concepts that I've never even thought about until I see it as a video. And that makes me think about doing that trope as well, because I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I never thought of that. Sometimes the inspiration comes from when I'm listening to an audio. It might not necessarily be about the story itself. It might just be, I don't know, like a line that they said that made me come up with like a new idea. So I jot that down. But yeah, for sure, it's strictly only helping me to inspire an idea. I enjoy coming up with my own plot and everything, so even though I might be inspired by other channels, in the end, I want to always at least put my own spin on it. At least with scripts that I write by myself. Okay, so this one's a long one. Hey, would you consider doing female for trans male dysphoria comfort? I struggle a lot with gender dysphoria and just found your channel, so I thought I'd ask. You have a lovely voice, by the way. I love your content, and what you do truly helps others a lot more than you can ever know. Thank you again as well. They had more, but yeah, the entire submission was really, really sweet. But yes, I would definitely consider doing something like that. I think this is something that I have not thought about doing prior to a suggestion, because it is outside of my expertise in a way. So I definitely would need a little bit of research into dysphoria comfort audios so that I can kind of get a grasp of what's best in this type of comfort audio before I write the script. But for sure, I would really like to do something like that, especially if that's helpful for not just this viewer, but for anyone else who's listening or find it on YouTube. Have you thought about doing other kinds of ASMR? Yes, I do want to still try to do like that traditional type of ASMR with like tapping and scratching and like maybe even soft spoken ASMR and not related to like roleplay ASMR. That would be like a second channel or a separate channel. I do want to kind of like link them together so that people can kind of find me from either channel and realize that I do both kind of thing. But yeah, I have thought about it. I might do it eventually, but I'll see. Do you plan to diversify your content in the future aside from ASMR? Yes, as well. I want to branch out in doing other things as well. I definitely want to try streaming. I've never streamed before, but I think it's kind of like a natural progression of being a creator in the online space. I think it will be fun. It would be fun. And other content, I'm not sure. Aside from streaming, a separate ASMR channel, I do art every so often, so I think I could share that. But that could also be like a stream thing. And yeah. Hello, I hope you are having a good day. I was wondering, will you start a gaming channel / short form content in the future or even stream? So yeah, I do want to stream, or I want to try streaming. And I think for sure there will be some sort of gaming content. I don't play too many games these days. I think mainly it's because I don't have a very capable gaming setup, so that's kind of something that I want to do in the future. Keeping in mind of like, well, actually mainly I want to make like a stream, like a good stream setup, which can also be good for playing games. Other things I want to stream would be possibly my art, like draw with me or like paint with me. I do mainly digital art now, but I could do that on stream. I could do something else I have been kind of wanting to do, which I don't know if that many people will be really interested, but I want to paint my nails on stream because that's kind of another hobby that I really like doing. I do a lot of nail art and I work a lot with gel nails these days, so I could either do my nails or I could just like paint, like press on nails on stream and and just chat with you guys. So yeah. As for short form content, I'm not totally sure yet. I think that what makes the most sense is either creating shorts from my audios or clipping parts of my stream as short form content. Also, yes, it's nighttime, but I am having a good night at the moment. Yeah, thank you for asking. Where do you see your channel being in a year? Honestly, I feel like that's really, really hard to say. I think I've been focused on certain goals, such as wanting to stream or things like that, I want to set up a Patreon somewhat soon and have exclusive content there, and possibly make a community Discord for everyone. Yeah, I think there's a lot of like kind of outreach content that I want to focus on in order to kind of begin branching out and growing more. So it's really, really hard to predict or see where I'll be in a year. Hopefully, still doing this, and hopefully, it's going well. I think that's the most that I can really say. Okay, so that was the first section. This is the second section, which are questions that are focused on kind of getting to know me personally more. So, do you play any instrument? And if you do, how long have you been playing it? Also, congrats on 5K subs. Thank you again. And no, unfortunately, I cannot play any instrument. I had a keyboard piano when I was younger. I just like never properly learned how to play it. And I also can't read sheet music, unfortunately. I wish I did, honestly. I love music, but for some reason, I just never took any like music classes in school or anything. But like, I guess technically it's never too late to learn, right? So maybe one day. Can you play any instruments? If not, what's one you would like to learn? So yeah, I can't play any instruments. If I had to learn one, and especially properly, I would love to, one, learn how to read sheet music, and I want to learn piano properly and guitar. The only thing with guitar, or actually with any instruments, is that I like keeping my nails long, and I know that playing instruments you kind of have to keep it short. So that is definitely a trade-off for me. What is a skill you've always wanted to learn, but never felt like you had time for? I think related to my previous answers is properly learning an instrument. But another one would be learning music production and specifically song production, like songwriting, making beats, putting that all that together, like recording a song, how to edit that and everything. I think I really want to learn something like that. At least try my hand at it. Yeah, I love music, but I've never tried making my own or anything, or like recording myself singing, aside from my Valentine's Day audio. Oh, I was gonna say something else. Oh, right. Actually, when I was a kid, I would try writing song lyrics. I feel like they were really, really cringe, and I don't have any copy of it anymore, although I really wish I did. But I do remember that I would try to write lyrics before. So I guess it's something even little me would have wanted to learn or try. What's your favorite childhood/nostalgia movies? And if you like, it'd be fun to know why. I think my first thought is two Studio Ghibli movies, one being Kiki's Delivery Service and two being Spirited Away. I watched both of them so much because I had the physical copy of them. And I have another answer, and I'm laughing because I'm actually so serious, but maybe it seems like a troll, but another movie that I watched a lot as a kid was Shrek because I had that Shrek DVD. So I watched that a lot growing up as well. But honestly, yeah, Shrek is a banger, to be honest. And Kiki's Delivery Service is a banger, and Spirited Away is a banger. Favorite book, movie, TV show, and or video game? And another question, similar question, what is your favorite movie or TV show? Your audios are amazing. Thank you for making them. Thank you. Picking favorites is always really hard for me. And book is hard because I feel uncultured. I read a lot, honestly. It's just that I read mostly from fandom writers and people who write stories online versus published books. I mean, there are extremely talented writers in fandoms, and I know that there have been a lot of stories that have turned into published books. It's just that I haven't done any research of published books to read, so I don't have anything specific, really. If you guys have any suggestions of books that you like or that you recommend, please leave them in the comments because I definitely need like a list of books to read. But if I really had to name one, it's a really old book, but I really liked this when I was younger. It's called My Side of the Mountain by Jean Craighead George, I believe. I was a huge fan of birds, and I am a huge fan of birds because I grew up with having cockatiels and parakeets. So that book was pretty much right up my alley because it's focused on a boy who ends up befriending and kind of like taming a peregrine falcon. And yeah, I just found that really cool. It's just kind of about like him being independent and his adventures from what I recall. And actually that book is pretty much why the peregrine falcon is one of my favorite animals. Movie, I've mentioned my favorite movies or like my childhood movies. I feel like it's really hard picking favorite movies. I could mention Everything Everywhere All at Once is a really good movie. TV show, I really like comedy TV shows, so anything that's similar. Or Parks and Recreation, The Office, Schitt's Creek, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, yeah, like The Good Place, Abbott Elementary is good too. Yeah, I really like those type of shows. They're like really easy to just digest and watch. Video game? Like I said, I don't really like play too many video games these days. I mainly watch people play video games. But I grew up playing a lot of Sims, Pokemon. I played Skyrim a lot. Yeah, I guess those are the ones I can mention. If you could live in any fictional universe, where would you go and why? I feel like my first thought is Pokemon because it's like realistically the only one that I can see me being there and not be in immediate danger and dying. Because like if a 10-year-old can have like a rat as a pet and make them fight, I think I'll be okay. Like obviously there are the more dangerous Pokemon, especially like the legendary Pokemon, but as for like living my life in this universe, I think Pokemon would be pretty chill. And of course, I would love to have Pokemon with me. Other universes, I I kind of thought of was Hogwarts or like Harry Potter. It's just that it's also kind of dark, and I feel like I would be in danger, and I would have to work really hard to learn how to cast spells and everything. But I mean, in general, I think the idea of Hogwarts and wizards and everything is really cool. Um, Another thought was, what if I was in Love and Deep Space? But yeah, no, maybe I shouldn't. Have you got that dog in you? Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. I don't know. Do I got that dog in me? What would you do if you went bald? Honestly, I would have so much fun with wigs. Because I've seen content creators with alopecia, and there's a lot of videos that they make showing their wig collection, showing them putting on their wigs, their application, like making a fit with their wig. And it just seems so fun and so awesome that they're able to kind of turn that into a creative outlet and creative expression. So yeah, I think if I went bald or like I cut my hair really really short or something, I think I would be chill. I would wear a lot of wigs. I could just own it and be bald for for the time being. Um but I personally feel like I don't like my head. I don't think my head shape fits being bald or hairless well. So that's why I mentioned having wigs. Hi, big fan of your work. What got you into K-pop? Favorite groups and favorite songs these days? This is also probably a long answer, but I got into K-pop like quite a while ago. But basically, my best friend at that time was the one who got me into it. Originally, I was kind of hesitant or kind of reluctant to listen to K-pop. I was more into like American pop and rock and some metal as well. So I think making that shift into with K-pop, I think is kind of like a drastic difference, at least, especially in that time when K-pop wasn't super super well known or mainstream. So I was a little bit reluctant, but the thing is, she kind of kept telling me about her favorite group at that time, and she would show me all the songs. She would tell me all about the members, and eventually I caved and I decided that, oh yeah, you know what? I kind of like this group as well. So there was that. I got into listening to K-pop, and eventually I think her interest in K-pop started faltering. But for me, I was still into it. And at this point, I was into it solely on my own. So what I did then was I was like a big supporter of new groups, and especially because back then there wasn't a lot of, I think there was a lot more focus on the big three companies groups, and not so much into the smaller company groups. So I kind of wanted to find my my favorite group basically. And in 2013, that's when I came across BTS, and because I was so ready to stand new groups, when I found BTS, I was just like, oh wait, you know what? I like them. They have a lot of content and I enjoyed their vibe and everything. So I started standing BTS. And so my favorite K-pop group is BTS. As for favorite songs, I have been really liking Plave these days. They're the virtual idol group. They're kind of like VTubers, but yeah, it's a virtual K-pop group. I really like their new title track, Dash, and I really like Chroma Drift by Plave. I've been listening to a lot of Kendrick these days as well. I think because of the Super Bowl performance, I kind of wanted to delve more into his entire discography and all. But yeah, I've been really liking TV Off by Kendrick. I listen to a lot of girl groups as well. I haven't mentioned, but yeah, I listen to like Kiss of Life. I really like XG, La Seraphim, New Jeans. I'm looking through my Spotify right now. I've been liking Python by Got7 a lot. I like What Do I Do and BMF by SZA. And yeah, these are kind of the songs that I've been repeating a lot these days. What is your favorite weird food combo? I thought about this for so long, honestly, and I just feel like I don't even know what's weird anymore because I'm actually not a picky eater anymore, at least. I used to be picky as a kid. I used to like only the simplest things and like bland foods, I guess. Sort of. But nowadays I pretty much like eat anything. So because I eat anything, I don't even know what's weird anymore. The most what I can think what I did think about, but it's about my favorite weird food combo. Oh, I really don't know. I guess one weird food combo that I did recently was that I made mac and cheese and I ate it with roasted seaweed sheets. I don't even know if that's weird. I think like I love ice cream and fries, but I feel like that's just normal now. Do you find a person more attractive if they're more talkative or just quieter and doesn't talk much? So I am an introvert myself, which means that I honestly am attracted to extroverted people because they are so different from me, and I just like the compliment of like an introverted person and an extroverted person. So yes, I do find a person more attractive if they're more talkative. Especially because once someone gets to know me, or if I am in like a one-on-one conversation or interaction with someone, I can yap, even though I am yapping. I think my introverted self to make sure, kind of wants someone who is balancing that energy back. What kind of games do you play? I don't play that many games anymore, or these days, because I don't have a good gaming setup. I would love to play more, but in general, I like the chill games, and I do like RPG games. Um, Currently, I have Sims, I have Skyrim, I have like City Skylines, I have Minecraft, and mobile games like Love and Deep Space. I did play Shining Nikki at one point, but I kind of ran out of storage, so I had to choose Love and Deep Space over Shining Nikki. I want to play Infinity Nikki, but I don't have a setup for that. So, yeah, there's a lot of games that I want to play. It's just that I need a proper gaming setup, which I will probably get eventually. I think something that could be really cool is me streaming playing Stardew Valley for the first time because I've never played it. I just know that a lot of people recommend it to me. um, I will say that I am absolute trash at first person shooter games or like FPS games. So those are like those are the games that I kind of am too scared to try because I know that I'm really bad, which is why I gravitate more towards RPG games. I don't mind team games. I just know that I'm really bad at them and I don't want to get yelled at. So I tend to not go for FPS games. What is your dream job? So this would be a dream job, but I think a music artist slash K-pop group brand director or concept director, or like a director and editor of a music video would be so cool. I don't know if I would like to do that forever, but I think to try it out seems like it would be really cool. Like even with my audios itself, I can visualize it very clearly in my head sometimes. And sometimes I wonder how cool it would be to make that into like an actual short film, like a visual short film, and being the director of how I want a scene to be. Like getting to set the aesthetics and plan out the entire storyboard and everything. I think that would be so cool. But yeah, like I think directing a K-pop group concept would be really cool as well. Being in charge of the photography and the styling direction, the makeup direction, and all that would be really cool. That and like the actual album design as well. Oh, I think I would love to do something like that. Child me would have said that she wanted to be a manga artist. And in a way, because webtoons are so popular these days, it is actually somewhat achievable for someone who isn't specifically a professional manga artist already or like comic artist. I think there's a much lower barrier of entry to get started and ways to share your webtoon online these days. So I can't even say that's even out of the realm for me. Like, I think that would be really cool to try as well. Realistically, though, my dream job is just a way to still be creative and make a stable, livable income in order to plan for the future and, yeah, and live life and everything. Hello, congratulations for reaching 5K. Just the first of many milestones in your journey. Really happy for you. More than a question, simply thank you very much for being here with us. I hope your dreams come true and you live your life happily. Remember that even if we don't always comment, we watch all your videos. Have you become the person you dreamed of when you were little? This is such a sweet comment. I wanted to include the whole thing because it was really sweet. I don't know what little me dreamt or thought of back then. I think she dreamed of being a manga artist or an artist of some sort. And I guess I have somewhat stuck to it. I know that with the type of person that I am, that I have an urge to create something all the time, whether that is art, writing, photography, singing, or anything else. And in this case, it's something that kind of encapsulates a bunch of different creative methods. There's writing, there's directing, there is voice acting, and editing, and kind of putting all that together. So, in a way, I think she would be proud or happy to see the things that I am doing, that I've never like fully lost my desire to create and be creative. What is a childhood memory you really cherish? Congratulations on 5K subscribers. Wish you the best in your YouTube journey and life in general. Thank you so much for your well wishes. I really appreciate it. Wow, I didn't think about this beforehand. I think one childhood memory that I really cherished was that when I was really, really young, my grandma would walk us to and from school because my parents were busy with work, right? So, what I really liked was that a lot of the times when we walked back from school, we have to pass by a gas station, and occasionally we would go in. I think she was there to buy lottery tickets, but when we were there, obviously as a kid, we're like looking at the snacks and stuff, and she would let me pick out a candy. So there was that. I think a lot of the times I would try to pick one that were ones that I didn't try before, just to have variety and stuff. I remember getting like push pops a lot. I got like that tube of just like corn syrup, like that tube of goo candy. I would get, I think like something similar. Oh, baby bottle pops. Yeah, there was that. I think occasionally I would buy or like pick out snack cakes, but definitely candy was my choice as a kid. So, yeah, that was a really sweet memory that left quite an impression on me. And the last question, what is the thing that brings you the most joy in life? Thanks for making incredible content, Viv. Thank you for supporting. Truly, just with the way my brain works, a desire to create and be creative all the time. So, whenever I can do that, and especially when I put my work out there for people to experience or comment on or whatever else, I think that brings me a lot of joy. I think in a way it is a sort of seeking validation, but I think that's pretty normal. When you create something cool, you want to share that with the world, right? So, yeah, whenever I create something, whether that is ASMR, whether that's my writing or my artwork, I think it's natural that the next course of action is kind of wanting to share that and for everyone else to see and experience. And yeah, I think in this case, especially with ASMR, truly it has been a way that has comforted me and has been really fulfilling for me because it's ticking all the boxes of me wanting to be creative and put something out there in the world. And truly, I think I can't fully grasp how something that I create can be so positive to others. And even though it is just audio roleplay and just stories, whenever I see comments saying thank you for the comfort or thank you for the audio, and especially in all the questions from today, it's kind of mind blowing and hard to fully fathom the impact that something I make can have. And I'm not trying to say that it is like the most important work out there, of course not, right? But I'm really glad that something I make is comforting both to me and to those who experience it. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for listening. Once again, thank you for all your support, and please look forward to the future of this channel and future things that I may do. Yeah, I hope to see you guys there. I'm kind of losing my voice now, or I have been, honestly. But yeah, thank you for all the questions again. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully it was fun to listen to. I really appreciate it. Good night if you fell asleep. Good luck with everything if you're studying or you're working. Have a good night or day wherever you are. I love you guys. And bye.